Hey everybody, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and today we're going to cover a free plugin bundle. Toneboosters has recently made their version 3 plugins completely free to everybody. There's not even a need to register or anything. You just go to their website and download it. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to do that. When you're on the Toneboosters site, just head over to that support tab, scroll down to where can I find older legacy plugins, click it, and you've got your Windows and Mac installers right down here. Easy as that. Simple, pretty small install size too. So I just want to really quickly kind of go over what you get in the bundle. Some of the plugins I'll put some audio through and listen to, some I'll just kind of show you. And the first one you get in the bundle here is Barricade, a great True Peak limiter here. Next we've got Broadcast, which is a multi-band compressor, of course, and you can see the settings for each band right here. I'll play some audio through this and go through some presets. So here is the drum loop I'm going to use with no processing at all. And I'll engage it now. You can see the low band working on the kick, mid band here working on the snare mostly. So a great flexible tool to have in your arsenal. Next we've got bus comp, obviously a bus compressor here. So I'm just going to play the loop and kind of set up the compressor settings as I go. I'll bypass it on and off as it plays. It's a great sounding compressor, a nice way to add some punch to that drum part, and it's got a lot of extra controls that standard stock compressors don't necessarily have, like a separate knee control here, transient, hysteresis control, and this stuff down here is pretty cool. This one we're not going to put any audio through, but just take a look at it. We've got our standard kind of compressor right here. Typical attack release control. It's got an auto release setting if you want to use it. Mix knob for parallel compression, a range knob, which is nice, makeup gain threshold ratio, and then some sort of different compression styles that you can choose from here. So a little bit more versatile than a stock compressor, but a great sort of standard compressor to use. We're not going to actually listen to this one since it's a drum loop, but this is a de-esser. The next plugin we've got is a dither plugin. We're not going to dive into this one, but a great tool to have in the kit. You've got two types of loudness meters. We can kind of go through the loudness levels we're looking for and see how it stacks up on the meter. This is the basic EQ that comes with the Toneboosters bundle. One of the nice things though is when you start to use the shelf down here, I found that if you go to your low shelf 2, you get kind of a Pultec style where you get that boost and dip after, or a cut with a resonant peak above. This is a really great tool for cutting out low end information, but sort of masking it by putting a little bit of a boost right above where the cut happens. It's a great little tool to have in the EQ style. And of course, there's a lot of different filter types you have in here. You can choose from notches, digital, analog style. So great little EQ to have, and can affect the mid, side, left, or right channels, which is really nice as well. Next plugin we have here is Evoke, which is basically kind of a vocal processing plugin. You've got a gate, a compressor, some sibilance control, and an exciter, but I threw it on the drums and messed with some settings just to see what I'd get out of it. I'll start with a bypass first. And engaged here. It's a pretty cool effect on the drums too. This EasyQ plugin is really unique because it's basically just an XY pad with some terms on it that we can move around to get the tone we're looking for. And if you want to easily change the tone completely of your audio without really messing with a full parametric EQ, It's a great little simple EQ, kind of fun to play with. Ferox here is a tape saturation and delay built in, and it sounds really great. Bypass it on and off. Just a nice tape saturation, and you can really drive the saturation if you want to. And dial in some delay. Great for getting some tape slap. The Fix 4 plugin is a dynamic EQ. So I just pick a band, make some kind of EQ move, and I can engage the compressor here and then kind of do the compressor shape whatever way I want. You can see that band reacting dynamically. I pick a different band here and I can set totally different compression settings for each band, which is a really flexible dynamic equalizer. Next up, we're not going to listen to it. Standard gate here. Nice to have a gate thrown in the bundle. The next plugin we've got is very unique. Isone, I guess is how you say it. It's an HRTF designer, kind of mimicking spaces using psychoacoustics to mimic speakers. So if I just pick a random one, we'll go to Large Studio. You can hear how it affects the signal. Small Studio. Near field setup. So trying to mimic the sound of a room within headphones. The mid-side transformer, we're not going to listen to here because we don't have a mid-side signal, but it's a great tool to have. Module here is a modulation and delay plugin, and it's got a lot of cool effects going on. Easiest way to demonstrate this is just through presets. So I'll pick the first one here, Auto Panner, and just kind of go through each one. And there goes the tail on that one. Just a really nice multi-effects plugin. This is one of the best plugins in the bundle and the one that I'm sort of familiar with. This is Real Bus, a tape plugin again. And I'm going to start with a bypass and just engage with its default settings. And you'll hear what it does. Bypass again. Back in. Just a great sounding tape simulator. Next, we've got a reverb. Nice to have that included. I'll pick a couple different settings here. 80s drum shimmer. It's got that gated reverb sound, which is really cool. Sibilance here is an advanced de-esser, great for vocals, great for the drum part if you got some harsh cymbals. Really nice to have that kind of flexible, deep tool for getting rid of sibilant sounds. Time Machine is a bit crusher, which is great for really adding some lo-fi sound to the signal. You can get all kind of cool effects with a bit crusher. A lot of fun to use. And finally, you've got Voice Pitcher, which is kind of like Little Altar Boy from Sound Toys. You can bring the pitch down an octave or up an octave or anywhere in between, kind of correct formants on the vocal. You've got a wet, dry mix and a threshold as well. Really cool to have for adding sort of whisper tracks to vocals or adding some more body to the vocal by dropping the pitch and blending it in lightly. So all in all, a really fantastic free bundle from Toneboosters. Their version 3 bundle, again, totally free through their website. And of course, if you want more updated plugins from them, check out their version 4 plugins, which are paid, of course. But if you're just looking to expand beyond the stock plugins in your DAW, but you don't want to invest a lot of money into it, this is a great way to try some sort of specialty plugins that often aren't included with the DAW, totally free and really great sounding. So I highly recommend it. Check these out. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can keep you in the loop as to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in the next one.